I dropped out of college. I had no place to live, so I lived in my car for 3 years. I lost everything I owned, including my family. People gave up on me many times, but look at me now. I've changed. I want to talk to you about this change because, you see, one way to inspire others is to lead by example. My dad always told me the best way to help others is by standing out, not blending in, because then you can make a real difference. Let's talk about your brain. It's like a big factory with two parts, a positive side and a negative side. Each part has millions of workers. On the positive side, there are workers who focus on good things, and on the negative side, there are workers who focus on the bad things. Leading these workers are two foremen. Foreman positive and foreman negative. You're the boss of this factory. Let me explain how it all works. Imagine you have a magical remote control. When you get home tonight and press the power button on this remote while aiming it at the TV, what do you think will happen? Of course, you expect the TV to turn on, right? Now let's say you want to watch HBO and you know it's on channel 300. You press 300 and then select. What do you think will appear on the TV screen? And what actually appears there? Now let's talk about your brain, which is like having two teams inside. When you wake up feeling off and say, I don't feel like myself today. I must have gotten up on the wrong side of the bed. I'm just not good in the mornings. Mr. Negative Team hears it loud and clear. He steps up and says, what did you say? You reply, I said I had a bad start of the day. I'm not myself in the mornings. Mr. Negative nods and says, got it. The boss is grumpy today, had a rough morning, and isn't feeling great. Let's start the day off that way. The factory workers' inner minds start making thoughts to match what we've just said. So guess what? Today, I really dislike when my alarm clock went off this morning. I had to deal with the heavy traffic on my way to work. I'm not excited about going to work today. I don't really get along with some of my coworkers. I'm just not feeling good about this day. I wish I had a new car instead of this old one. And so on, and your day starts to feel like what you expected from the start. But imagine waking up in the morning and saying, you know what? Today is going to be awesome. I believe something good will happen today. Thank you for another day, dear God. Then your inner positive supervisor hears you and says, what's that? You're having a great day and expecting good things? Thankful for another day? The positive supervisor then announces, everyone listen up. Steve here is having a fantastic day and expecting wonderful things. Let's make it happen. And just like that, the factory in your mind starts making positive thoughts. Same brain, different approach. Wow, I'm excited about going to work today. It might not be my dream job, but I'm grateful to have a job at least. Even though I don't have a car, I'm glad I can walk to the train station. Today is going to be awesome. That's how your mind operates all the time. Let me share something important that every successful person, including yourself, has had to do. It might sound surprising, but every successful person in the world has taken a leap of faith. Let me explain what I mean by that. Eventually, you will need to take a leap. You can't just exist in life. You have to actively try to live it. If you wake up feeling like there's more to life than what you're experiencing, believe me, there is. Trust deep down in your heart that there's more. But to reach that fulfilling life, you have to take a leap of faith. You know, in life, when you're standing at the edge, watching others soar high, going to amazing places and doing incredible things, have you ever wondered how to do it? Maybe you've seen your neighbor getting a new car every year and wondered, how does he manage that? Well, let me tell you something your Bible says. It says that your special talent or gift will create opportunities for you. Not necessarily your level of education. Education is good to have, but without using your gift, it can only take you so far. I've seen many people with degrees who aren't even using them, you know? It's all about tapping into your unique gift. But here's the thing. To really soar, you have to take a leap of faith. You need to embrace that hidden talent you carry and take that leap off the edge. When you do, your gift will unfold like a parachute, creating opportunities and possibilities for you. If you never use your gift, you'll just be going through the motions, especially if you're stuck in a job you dislike. That's not really living, it's just existing. At some point, you've got to experience what true living is all about. And the only way to do that is by taking that leap of faith. Let's talk about a challenge. I want to be honest with you. When you take that first leap, let me share something with you. Your parachute won't open immediately. I wish I could say it does, but it doesn't. When you take that leap, don't expect your parachute to open right away. You might hit some rocks, get scraping those cliffs, lose your clothes, get some cuts, and bleed quite a bit. But eventually it has to open. That's a promise from God. Here's another point to consider. You could choose to play it safe and avoid the cuts and bruises and stay on that cliff forever, always safe. But if you never take the leap, here's another promise I can make. Your parachute will never open. You'll never discover what God truly has in store for you. I once spoke at a school and spoke to the students. The principal was shocked by my message because it was telling the truth. I told the kids that while education is important, it's not the most crucial thing in life. I'm sorry, but it's not. Your dream is the most important thing in the world. While I was speaking, the principal approached the stage. He told me, "Don't ever talk like that about my school again." But listen, buddy, I'm just trying to tell you that you can help your students a lot. If you talk to them about their dreams, it's important to discuss dreams with young people because dreams can motivate them to get an education. If you don't know what a child dreams about, you won't be able to keep their attention. Dreams are powerful. You should dream about something so big that it makes your fears seem small. Your dream is what helps you conquer your fear. Make your dreams big enough that nothing else matters except achieving that dream. Be ready to do whatever it takes. I heard Will Smith say something profoundly recently. He said, "The best things in life are on the other side of fear." That's right, they're beyond fear. Fear can paralyze people. The fear of failing can freeze you in place. What if I try and don't succeed? Well, it's a risk you take. But here's the truth. If you don't try, you definitely won't succeed. Fate is like believing in things you hope for, even if you can't see them. I've talked to many older people who have lost their faith over time, but faith is actually quite simple. It's about believing in what you hope for from the start. For example, when I was young, I hoped to be on TV. I wrote it down when I was 10 years old, even though I had a severe stuttering problem and I could barely speak outside my home. It was more like a wish at that time. I just hoped something good would happen. It wasn't a fact, it was just a hope. That's how faith begins, by hoping for something good to happen. Later on, sometimes good things start happening, almost like blessings or gifts. That's when you're supposed to start believing more strongly. That's when hope turns into faith. So even though you may not see the results right away, you keep believing in what you hope for. Just like the scripture says, faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. Albert Einstein once said that imagination is incredibly important. He described it as a way to see what could happen in the future. Your imagination is like a window into what's possible. In fact, everything you imagine has the potential to become a reality. Many of the things we enjoy today, like cell phones and airplanes, started as ideas in someone's imagination. For example, someone got tired of using a phone with a cord and imagined a wireless device leading to the invention of cell phones. Imagination is not just make-believe. It's a glimpse into what could be. However, many people underestimate the power of their imagination. They dismiss it as something magical or unrealistic. The truth is, your imagination can reveal the possibilities that life has in store for you. When you pay attention to your imagination and act on it, you're aligning yourself with what the universe has planned for you. Sometimes, though, people make the mistake of sharing their imaginative ideas with the wrong people, those who can't see the potential or who might discourage them. Think about a time when you had a great idea, but someone close to you didn't support it. Maybe they even talked to you out of pursuing it. It's essential to be careful about who you share your dreams with. Sharing them with negative or small-minded individuals can dampen your enthusiasm and hold you back from achieving your goals. Instead, trust in your imagination and vision it gives you. Believe that what you imagine is not just a fantasy, but a glimpse of what's waiting for you. When I was a child, I didn't realize it, but I discovered later on that I have a special talent for thinking really fast and turning any information into humor right away. Back then, not understanding this got me into trouble. It wasn't until I grew up that I realized this was a unique gift that paved the way for me to become a stand-up comedian, fulfilling a dream of mine and leading me to where I am today. Along the journey, many things happened, but your gift is the thing you excel at effortlessly. That's your natural talent, which everyone has, given to them in birth. You don't need to search for it elsewhere, it's already inside you from the start. If you focus on developing this gift instead of just following your passion, that's where your greatest chance for successful lies. The issue with many people is that we often overlook our gifts. So we sometimes believe that getting an education or following a certain path will guarantee success. But identifying and nurturing your gift is what can truly make you successful. Life is full of ups and downs, challenges, and unexpected events. Don't expect it to be smooth sailing because it won't be. The path to success is always evolving, always changing. What can help you navigate through tough times is gratitude. Instead of dwelling on what's not happening or going wrong, shift your focus to what has happened and be thankful for it. This mindset shift can immediately lift your spirits and prevent you from getting discouraged. Gratitude is a powerful tool that many successful people understand well. It's challenging to feel miserable when you're filled with gratitude. So when things seem tough or discouraging, remember to redirect your thoughts towards gratitude. It can make a huge difference in how you approach challenges and setbacks in life. Life involves taking risks. If you always play it safe, your life won't be very exciting. Now, taking chances means you miss out on the amazing life that's waiting for you. Taking risks requires bravery, like when I pursued my dream. It was tough and I had to give up a lot, but in the end, things work out well, thanks to God. When God sees you taking a leap of faith, He provides everything you need. Yes, it comes at a cost, but many people aren't willing to pay the price or chase their dreams because it involves some discomfort, and most people don't like that. If you think you're too old to achieve something, let me share a story about Colonel Sanders. He spent his whole life cooking and claimed to have the best chicken. No one believed him at first. They rejected him everywhere. It wasn't until he was in his 60s that he got his franchise. Today, Kentucky Fried Chicken is the world's top chicken seller. So if you're worried because you're getting older, remember that as long as you are alive, it's a sign that there is still more for you to do. And God hasn't finished with you yet. Last year, I had the opportunity to speak at the SALT convention, where billionaires from all over the world gather annually in Las Vegas to discuss their plans for changing the world. Despite not being a billionaire myself, I was invited to be the keynote speaker. When I expressed my surprise at being chosen, the organizer assured me that they were aware of my background and were interested in learning from my experiences. They explained that while many billionaires had inherited wealth and grew it, they were intrigued by my journey from humble beginnings to success. They wanted to know how I managed to thrive after facing challenges like living in a car and struggling in school. During my speech, I shared insights about the determination and resilience I developed along the way. I also spoke about the role of fate in my life, which resonated with many in the audience. Despite being wealthy, some of them admitted that they hadn't faced the same level of adversity and had never needed to rely on fate as much as I did. In conclusion, my experience at the SALT convention highlighted the value of perseverance, fate, and learning from diverse backgrounds, regardless of one's financial status. You probably know how it feels. You've seen some children placed in foster care or child protective services visiting someone's home. You've noticed kids coming to school with less than others, and maybe you were once in that situation yourself. Perhaps you've struggled to provide your children with a better life than the one you had. I want to share something with you. Success is possible regardless of your education, family background, race, religion, sexual orientation, or any challenges you may face. Everyone experiences tough times in life. At some point, everyone faces a period where things seem tough. Doubts, trials, and challenges are common for everyone. This is what we call turn back moment. It's a moment when you have decided whether to keep moving forward or turn back. Sadly, many people choose to turn back when they encounter difficulties. But think about it. If you keep turning back, you'll never reach your destination. Imagine going to the store every day but turning back halfway each time. You'll never get what you need from the store because you keep turning back. Turning back doesn't change your needs. It only makes them more urgent. What kept me going was my decision never to give up or turn back no matter how tough things got. I had some really difficult moments where I doubted if I would succeed. Looking back, I couldn't even see where I am today clearly. I faced many challenging moments where I wanted to give up, but you know what? Pursuing success has its difficulties. However, I also realized that achieving success comes with its own challenges. There's a difference between the hardships of not succeeding and the struggles of working hard towards success. When you're striving for success, it's tough, but there is a potential reward if you persevere. That's the payoff you can look forward to. On the other hand, dealing with the difficulties of not being successful is also tough. It's challenging when you don't have enough money, when you're unsure about paying your mortgage, bond, or rent. It's tough not knowing how to provide for your children or manage your bills. So considering that both paths are hard, striving for success and facing the hardships of not succeeding, I'd rather tackle the challenges of achieving success because there's a possibility of a payoff in the future. If you remain stuck in the hardships of not being successful, there won't be any reward to look forward to.